Hello guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. I know it's been a while since I have posted, but I'm back, so that's good. I posted this video, I didn't post it yet, but I made this video like a month ago with my friend Volt, or Volt718, however you call him. It's about me and him rating different Dominator 3's in Stormworks. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm sorry that I've been gone for a while.
What's going on, guys? In today's video, we are going to be reviewing these 4 Dominator 3s in Stoneworks, and we're going to be finding out which one is better. And we are also joined today by Redster33, who's a very good friend of mine. So yeah, with all that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into the video. Alright, so now that we have our first little Dominator 3 here, this is a very interesting build. It seems to be a kind of like a Dom 3. I don't understand what's going on with the winch in the roof, but that's definitely interesting. Oh yeah, we have the gull wing doors. Huh? Does this thing have an airbag suspension? Oh, oh my goodness.
Things wobbly.
It is very wobbly. Okay. Does it by chance drive at all? Engine/hood? Oh. Okay, that's interesting. The whole entire upper half of the hood rips off.
Yeah, I thought it was floating for a minute. I did not.
So we're able to move. We are able to roll around. It's electric, so it's environmentally friendly. Gotta love that. We do not have any headlights.
Yet they still put some in the front.
Just looks like we have like a radar map looking system here. We have a clock, a compass, wind speed, car speed, and altitude. Wait, why is there an altitude reader in here? Is that to read how high we go flying?
Maybe there's like, you put the gull wing doors up and there's a jet engine in the back and you fly.
It'll tell you your altitude before death. Oh, what does that do? Oh, it turns on these little lights here in the back. Interesting. I'm not sure what is going on with the like winch in the back, but that's definitely interesting. Okay, well, with that said, let's go ahead and see if it'll survive a tornado.
Does this thing have spikes by chance?
We better pray it does, because I'm gonna start deploying it to where it's not bouncing to its death. We're gonna deploy. Okay, it sounded like it did have spikes. I'm gonna shut the doors for the most aerodynamic efficiency as possible. We are intercepting the tornado. We did not deploy very flat to the ground without wobbling. And we are leaning really, really bad.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wait, that's interesting. It only has 3 spikes? Instead of 2 or 4?
Yeah, I just noticed that.
Well, I think we're dead. We're going to be soon. I just heard a really loud crunch.
The windshield can open.
That's totally not an issue. The panels are kind of freaking out. And we are currently rolled on our side.
Yeah, doesn't really look like this thing survived.
No, it does not. All right. Well, with that, with those results, I think it's safe to say that this thing would not survive an EF4 or higher, but nevertheless was a fairly cool build. So, with all that said, let's move on to the next Dominator 3. Alright, so now we have our second Dom 3 right before us. This thing looks pretty good. Um, lot, lot more shorter than the other one. I'm noticing in height.
And it's kind of a pancake.
I'm not sure where the rear lights are. Seems like we might have a rear end collision if we hit the brakes. But other than that, we should be okay. Got the gull wings.
It has headlights. Hopefully they work this time.
Yeah, hopefully they work. Come in here to the inside. It's a rear engine drive vehicle. So it does have an engine. That'll be interesting to see if it is actually engine powered. Oh no. There's a launch probe button in here. Do we dare press the nuke button?
I mean, we might blow up the entire world, but
Yeah, we might want to save that if we get launched into the tornado, then we'll do that. We have our engine throttle here instead of in the seat, so that's interesting. So, whoa! Looks like we have a hood. Okay. So it actually opens up like the real Dom 3's hood.
so wait, is it
Um,
a front or back engine?
it's a rear engine drive vehicle, yet it has a radiator up front. It's very interesting.
It looks like an engine.
Kinda does, I could see that. But that is cool that it does lift up. Does it bring the headlights with it? It does not. Okay, so it is pretty realistic. Let's see, where's the ignition? Is this it? Oh, and I'm not even hitting the accelerator. We are just off. And as soon as you turn off the key, the vehicle instantly dies.
Kind of a.
And the engine throttle does absolutely nothing.
It's kind of a weird way to go and stop, but
This is we are going full speed right now. I hope we have a parking brake. We do not. Oh. Okay, so that's our way of stopping. I could see that being a slight problem before we spawn our tornado. Let's just look at the spikes. They aren't even in the ground. They have anchored to the vehicle, I believe. So
yeah, that'll probably help us out a lot.
yeah, we should totally survive here. We have the Dominator 3 logo along the side. So this vehicle looks pretty good. Now let's see if it'll survive a tornado. Casually spawns in 50% rain and a tornado. And gets rid of the tsunami. Alright, now let's hop inside the vehicle before we meet our soon-to-be impending doom. Oh yeah, does this thing have headlights? If I was a headlight button, where would I be? Surely it has one. I'm just blind. Oh, it's wired to the ignition, so whenever you turn on the ignition, the headlights come on. But I'm not sure I want to do that. So, interesting. Well, we seem to be surviving so far. Don't seem to have any issues. We have like a wind gauge somewhere in this vehicle. We do not, seemingly. We have microcontrollers kind of just spread out across the interior.
Interior's kind of bland. Not the most amount of detail, but
I think it's safe to say we are currently. Oh, okay. Never mind. We're okay. We're all right. We are currently surviving, unless that tornado decides to rip us out of the ground. As I had suspected. Uh-oh. Oh.
Is there fire somewhere?
We re-anchored. You know what? That does beg a question, because how my character is more toasty now. Oh, it's the flares. Okay, well, we survived somehow. I have no idea where my door button is. I'm having a little bit of a hard time finding it. Oh, it's all over here. Oh, okay, I'm stupid. Well, this vehicle gets, what would you say, a win or a fail? I mean, we never died. It landed right side up, but then yet again, we took a little bit of damage here in the back.
I don't know. It's kind of hard.
We can give it just like what is it? We'll give it a pass, not a win or a fail, just a pass. So, yeah, this vehicle did pretty good. Let's move on to the third one. Alright, so now we have our third Dominator 3 here. This one was posted not too long ago, and the front end is shaped pretty good. There is definitely a little bit of a gap there, but doesn't look actually all that bad. If we come here to the back's definitely interesting. Doesn't look like the trunk opens, yet it is attached to a pivot. It's interesting. Do we have our gull wings? Yes, we do. That is... So they can open up at any angle you want them to. But it looks like they're powered by levers. Interesting design, if I've ever seen one. Out of video. Coming into the inside here, I cannot reach the throttle levers from inside the vehicle. And I just squished myself in the door. We have a speed gauge, a wind speed gauge, an anchor button, brakes, airbag suspension. That's all the gauges and buttons we have up front. It is a 6-seater, or not 6-seater, dang. It is a 5-seater, like the real Dom 3. We have some weight blocks preventing me from going into the trunk. Got some constant numbers. Okay. So, what do you think this thing's gonna do? You think it's gonna survive?
It seems like it will, but I might be wrong. I don't know.
Alright, well, let's find out. So, how does this thing drive? So like an ignition? Oh, the brakes are on. Oh, there we go. Definitely interesting. You have to hold down the brakes to engage them. So that's definitely an interesting thing. We do not have any headlights on the vehicle, by the way.
So...
Nor do we have taillights. So...
The lights are just there.
Those aren't even headlights. They're painted blocks, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, they're painted blocks. But anyways, let's see if he'll survive a tornado. Spawns in tornado. Okay, let's hope I can figure out how to deploy this thing. So we have the airbags and we have the anchor. I believe we are deployed. I heard a couple magnets struggling for a second. I don't know if you heard that. I think it's coming down. We have a camera here pointing towards the back half of the vehicle. Oh, there's the tornado. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! We are currently suspended in the air. Oh, we just sucked ourselves back into the ground. So, if we can just maintain this, we should be... Uh-oh. Rhett, we might be done for, and we're done for.
I actually thought this one would survive.
That just got messed up. Oh, that's interesting. The airbags are used by pivots instead of sliders. Oh, we're anchored again. Our trunk is open, more open than open. Well, we have a slight problem here. Everything is kind of broken. So this definitely kind of broke. Uh-oh. Oh, I was expecting damage. Well, me and you didn't die. However, the vehicle does not seem as fortunate. Do we even have a way of escaping? Oh, here, we can push this door open. They're all broken, so. Well, I think, this thing's kind of done for. I was actually hoping this thing would survive. I thought it would survive as well.
Yeah.
But, I think it kind of died. So this thing. So let's see. We have a fail, a pass, and a fail. Will the final one be our decider? Will we finally have a winner?
Let's hope so.
Let's find out. Alright, and now we are moving on to our final vehicle. So this is the Dominator 3, my Dominator 3, I guess to be more specific. And this was the first ever fully released Dominator 3 I've ever made. We had the other one, but that one was kind of questionable. But we have this one, and this is definitely probably my favorite build. So yeah, I definitely love it. We have quite a few things here. We have the Dominator 3 logo on the side. We have our gull wing doors, which are toggle buttons instead of levers. We have a trunk with our supplies. The other two doors open as well. One thing I noticed, the previous vehicle we used, the mirrors did not go with the doors. Mine do. So that is definitely something to note. Did the first two even have mirrors, actually, now I come to think of it?
I don't think so. I mean,
In fact, what was it? Was it the second one? It didn't have taillights? So you would probably get rear-ended?
yeah.
Yeah, that seems about right. Anyway, so moving on to the interior instead of the exterior. We have our 5 seats, which are colored to the real Dominator 3's colored seats. We have our airbag system here in the back, which is the actual airbag system for the vehicle, with a constant two constant numbers, switch box, and the Dominator 3 spike system. And then we have our probe chair, which Rhett is currently sitting in, and that will control the rocket launch pad on the top of the Dominator, so you can launch your nukes into the sky. And then coming up here, I guess it's still back here. We have a hatch that we can open up as well. And then moving up here, we have just a few toggle buttons, and then 2 monitors, and then some gauges. So first gauge is our gear gauge that tells us what gear we're in. We have our miles per hour gauge, temp gauge, and our fuel gauge. And then we have our starter button that turns on the whole vehicle. We have our cab lights, which will turn on the cabin lights. So that's definitely nice. And when you enable the starter, it turns on our little monitor over there. So now Rhett can read the winds. And then over here on our left, we have 4 little buttons, our high beams. And then we have our hood, which opens up at an angle to reveal a engine in the front instead of an engine in the rear. Little flat 8 in there. So it's pretty cool. I actually really like it. especially since the hood, like if you look, the windows like protect the headlights. I thought that was pretty cool when I designed it. And then we have our airbag system, which is controlled via the left and right arrow keys. Toggleable ride height doesn't have to be all the way up, doesn't have to be all the way down. It could be like this or like this, doesn't matter. And we have a bunch of other buttons on the inside of the seat. So our heater, that's for colder temperatures. We have our left and right indicators, hazard lights, and then we have our parking brake. So, and then space is for our fog lights. So yeah, I think this thing should survive a tornado. What are you thinking?
It probably will. I mean,
Well, let's go ahead and find out. We're gonna see if we can speedrun in the vehicle. Alright, well, with the tornado spawning right above our heads, I'm going to deploy the Dominator 3, which is what the fourth button is here, and I'm going to shut the gull wings so we're as aerodynamic as possible. So while I'm on the outside camera, Rhett can go ahead and let me know what the winds are.
winds are currently 223.
Ooh, dang.
They went down a little bit. Now they're back up to 223.
Alright. Oh, not to mention, I forgot I had a probe for the vehicle. And unlike the other three vehicles, this is the only vehicle that does not require infinite electricity. So, that is what would you say? Is that like a point or something to this little build?
I mean, yeah, probably. Like, if you don't want to use that stuff, then this is...
Yeah. You don't need infinite electric for it, but you can still have it on. But I do warn you guys, do not turn on infinite fuel, or else the engine will start having a freaking heart attack.
Alright, winds are dying down by a
They're
lot.
dying. Oh yeah, it looks like the tornado is dying. The TVN probe's flying around. We aren't struggling whatsoever, and vehicle damage is in fact on, so we might blow up here. Oh. Oh, we might be screwed. Oh? No, we still might be screwed. No, we're good. We survived.
Yeah, they're 0 mile per hour winds.
Dang.
So I think
Lifting up the vehicle, getting out of the vehicle now. Well, there you have it. I need to turn off the high beam. Okay, there we go. Little probe, I need you to move over there. Thank you. Well, we have one winner. I am actually surprised we even survived. No damage dealt to the vehicle whatsoever. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. I think we made it. So, yeah, we survived once in this round. Alright, well now with all those results, let's start off with the one on the far left. I rate it handling. I rated it a solid 3 out of 10. Looks, I'm gonna give it maybe a 5.9 out of 10.
I think I'm gonna give it a 4 of looks.
And then for the handling,
Handling, I'd say maybe a 3.
okay. Moving on to the next vehicle. I think handling, it handled pretty good. I'm gonna have to say 7 out of 10. And then for the looks, I'm gonna have to give it 6.5 out of 10.
For handling, I'm gonna have to give it probably a 5.5. And for looks, I'll give it a 5.
I want to rephrase my looks. I want to, instead of 6.5, I'll just make it 7.7. So handling and looks 7. And then for the third vehicle, Handling, it handled probably probably the second best. I'm gonna have to say handling. I'm gonna give it a solid 7.5 for that. And looks, I'm actually really surprised at how this thing looks. So I'll give that an 8.
For handling, I'll give it a 6.8, and for looks, I'll give it an 8.
All right. Moving on to the final vehicle. Handling, I'm gonna have to say 10 out of 10. It literally performed flawlessly. And then looks, I'm gonna have to give it a 9.9 out of 10 because nothing's perfect.
For handling, I'll give it a 9.8. Actually, I'll give it a 10 out of 10 like you. And then looks, I'll give it a 9.
9. Alright then. Well, I will go ahead and flash up the ratings for each of these vehicles. And now, with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you so much, Rhett, for joining me on this adventure. It was definitely very interesting. And yeah, this was actually really fun. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. And of course, subscribe. And let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. Bye bye.